Hello, welcome back. I know it's been a little while since someone with style has treated you to a broadcast, but now you can sit back, relax, and rejoice. Welcome back to the Wartime Podcast. Yes, it's been 3 weeks. I'm supposed to give you guys daily updates, but let's not talk about that. I had some things to deal with, so I wasn't able to record that many long format videos. But anyway, today is March 26th, right? Yeah, I'm right. And I have some news on the Israel and Hamas war. All right. At least 12 people drowned off the coast of Gaza while trying to receive aid parcels that have been airdropped into the sea. Palestinian paramedics said Hamas, after the incident, called for an end of the airdrops, calling them offensive, wrong, inappropriate, and useless. Well, same means how we're trying to help and we just keep killing people we're trying to help. That's not very good. A day in the UN Security Council passed a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Thanks to the U.S. ambassador from the vote, Israeli forces struck targets across Gaza. Israel's foreign minister said Monday that the country will not cease fire. So that's two of the stories that are going to be covered. Moving on, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is meeting again with Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for the second time in as many days. The White House said Tuesday as the Biden administration continues to urge Israel to do more to stem the flow of civilian casualties in Gaza. We will remain committed to supporting Israel in its fight against Hamas, which has its wants to repeat October 7th again and again until Israel is affiliated, because we cannot expect Israel to accept a situation in which their citizens continue to live under active threat. White House spokesperson Karen Jean-Pierre told reporters traveling with Biden on Tuesday. At the same time, it is critical that Israel do whatever possible to prevent civilian casualties and conduct operations as strategically and precisely as possible, and target operations to protect civilians, including in Rafah. She continued. She said the Tuesday meeting between the two officials is an extension because they believe it was more important to continue the conversation. Some background. Following Monday's meeting, Jean-Pierre said the National Security Advisor welcomed the Minister's Gallant's commitment to take additional steps to address the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The Monday meeting with Gallant took on renewed importance after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu abruptly pulled a planned delegation to the U.S. To discuss operations in Rafah, citing the U.S. absence vote in the UN Security Council, resulting a calling for the ceasefire in Gaza. All right, so that was that story. On to the next one, which was 3 hours ago. This is on the CNN, by the way. Average of roughly 200 aid trucks a day are now getting into Gaza, senior U.S. officials say. A senior U.S. defense official said Tuesday that there has been a significant increase in the amount of aid flowing into Gaza, though various crossings resulting in nearby 200 trucks coming in a day. We are now seeing a rather significant increase in the flow of assistance through through the many crossings that it does use. The Rafah crossing, the Kerm Salam crossing, a new crossing, 96, that Israel has opened. The official said, while aid was coming in at roughly 100 trucks a day in February, it's on its way back up to an average of close to 200 a day, the official added. There's definitely still more that needs to be done. We are contributing with airdrops. We are contributing with a maritime corridor. We are addressing. We are also and the secretary did today, urging continued maximum flow through the crossing, the land crossing points I mentioned, and others, the official said. And so we see results, but we also see the need for significantly more results. So people are trying, and that's obvious. But I think they're trying a little too much, especially the U.S. officials. I believe that we're trying a little too much to try and stop this. Hamas calls on Western countries to end offensive aid airdrops into Gaza. Hamas has called on Western countries to end the airdrops of aid into Gaza, warning that the humanitarian deliveries is offensive, wrong, inappropriate, and useless. Earlier, CNN spoke to the witnesses who said at least 12 people drowned off the northern coast of Gaza on Monday after swimming out to try and retrieve aid packages airdropped into the sea by an unknown country. Probably the U.S. We call for an end of the operations of landing aid in this offensive, wrong, inappropriate, and useless manner, the Hamas government said Tuesday. Hamas has from the outset been critical of airdrops, describing them as useless and not the best way of bringing in aid. Which, no, it's not the best way of bringing in aid. I would say force the ceasefire, and then go in and hand them it, like have civilian outposts to help. Anyway, on Tuesday, they called for further land crossings to be opened immediately to allow more substantial aid deliveries. Israel has denied claims it is limiting aid into Gaza, telling CNN in a previous statement that the country's assist encourages and facilitates the entry of aid into the enclave. Despite Israel's claims, the United Nations has repeatedly warned that Gaza is edging closer to a famine, and said countries should pressure Israel to loosen controls on aid entry. Oh, okay. So that is almost the end. I got another story. At least 18 people killed in Rafah attacks, says Gaza Ministry of Health. And this is the final story, then I'll let you be. At least 18 people, including 9 children, some of whom were just 2 years old, were killed after an Israeli struck residential areas in Rafah overnight into Tuesday. The Gaza Ministry of Health reported others were also injured in a shelling near Al Nasser neighborhood northwest of the city of Rafah, according to the Palestinian state news agencies WAFA. CNN asked the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF, for comment on its activities in Rafah. The IDF said it was looking into the incident, and the death tolls is slowly climbing up. The total death toll in Gaza since October 7th now stands at 32,414 people, the Gaza Ministry of Health reported Tuesday, with a further 74,787 people injured. It said that 81 people were killed over the past 24 hours in the war enclave. CNN cannot independently verify these numbers. Whew! That is a humongous amount of death. So, I believe this could be solved by if they order a ceasefire and they make Israel follow it. They can slip in aid, get out civilians, and it can be focused on taking out Hamas and leave the citizens alone because civilian casualties are not good ones. But anyway, I hope you have learned a couple things. That is your update for today. I hope you've had a marvelous time listening. Make sure to subscribe so you know when the latest news comes out. Like this video if you did, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye!